Hey guys, this is Razar from Ling and Drake bringing you basically a new segment to my series. I'm not gonna lie, I'm thinking about this and it's been kind of confirmed from my understanding. There's gonna be a patch 1.16.6 basically another patch for Smash soon. And this is basically my prediction video on video on how what I think is gonna play out or what's gonna happen. And who's gonna get nerfed, who's gonna get buffed, and my personal opinion, like I was saying, from what I would think, is basically the first person I can say that's gonna be nerfed, that I can see getting nerfed, is basically Bayonetta. Bayonetta is gonna probably, personally in my opinion, I think, from my prediction, she's gonna be nerfed because at the end she's already banned in Russia, Spain, so I think she's gonna be nerfed by being nerfed by her. Basically what my ideas and what they're gonna probably do is make it so she's a little bit more lighter, like they did the Sheik, and most likely nerf some of her smash moves down, like the knockback of it all, so it doesn't kill you as early or kill you as easily as it is, and possibly nerf some of her combos, her aerial combos, so you can't do her death combo anymore, and her 0 to death, so people can stop using her and stuff. Other than that, and probably put a little bit of end lag on her aerials, more aerial lag. But other than that, that's all I think they're gonna do when it comes to Bayonetta, is nerf her, because that's all she deserves, is basically a nerf, because she's really dominating the whole meta game right now, and I think she deserves a nerf. Then the next character that's gonna be pretty much nerfed, that I think deserves a nerf, is more Cloud. Cloud needs to be his forward smash needs to be nerfed, the knockback needs to be nerfed, and they need to get rid of they need to make it so his full limit, this limit charge is basically, it takes longer to charge up, because it makes no sense that it's still kind of fast and it kind of does kill still. So I think they're gonna nerf that personally, and this forward air might get a little more lag. With the same with his down air. So that's why I think that's gonna get nerfed. Basically for the buffs, I gotta start with Palutena, because I think Palutena's gonna receive more buffs. Basically more, like, at least more options, more try to combo, and like I would think that, I don't know what type of buff she would need, but I believe she's gonna be on the list of getting a buff, because at the end they're gonna try. My personal idea is for this patch, this is probably gonna be the last patch, or be around it, but they're gonna try to just balance out the characters, so you don't constantly see all these Sheik players, or you won't constantly see all these Bayonetta players, all these Zero Suit Summons. This is the whole point of them doing the patch, to balance out the characters. So I do see them buffing Palutena, because Palutena is barely used. I personally believe they're gonna buff out King Deity. They're gonna probably buff out Balancer Jr., Roy, Lucina. I would believe that they're gonna buff a little bit, like at least to neutral air and stuff. Neutral air, I would think they're gonna buff like some of the neutral air, some combos to make it easier to get more kills. Then Dr. Mario, I think, deserves a buff, just to be competitive, using competitive team more better. The same with Zelda, because Zelda still needs, I personally think she needs more buffs to be more competitive at the same time. And Robin needs a buff. Like, at least make it so some of his moves don't have that lag, so he can be, at least a competitive character to be used. Or make it so some of his moves is easily, like, basically make it so there's not that much end lag and stuff. Then the next person on my list, I believe that should get a buff and patch patch 1.1.6 would be Jigglypuff. I think Jigglypuff deserves that buff. I think Jigglypuff deserves a buff. I think because he hasn't been touched since the game came out, and she hasn't been touched at all. So I think she deserves that buff. And my personal reference and why I would think it needs a buff would be, personally, my personal choice would be Corrin. I mean, make it so she can do more combo, to make it so I mean, a little bit. At least go back to her regular speed, how she was. I believe we should have, you know, her speed, true combo and stuff. I believe that was a good freaking thing to have. I think they should never took it away. I understand the nerf they did in this patch previous right now, patch 1.1.5. They nerfed her counter. I understand that the counter was freaking broken. How would have something like a counter that can kill it freaking from 0%? I can understand that. But I believe Corrin deserves a little bit of buff, or at least buff most of the Fire Emblem characters to have it so they can be competitive and not be so, you know, low. Because I like to see more Fire Emblem characters besides Marth in the competitive scene. And Corrin, you see Corrin, there's only a select few that uses Corrin right now. But I would like to see more, you know, of her, and at least get her up in the higher tier. Because I believe the speed, if they left the speed alone, she would have been up in the top at least 7, 10. But since you took away speed, she can't combo into everything crazy. But that's my personal like, you know, ideas and what they should do for basically for the patch. And I believe that's the changes I think that needs to be done. Because those are changes that has to be done. Because Bayonetta needs to be nerfed. I'm sorry. And at the same time, I like it. You know, my personal vendetta, and I think it's right. Cloud needs to be nerfed. I'm sorry. It's more of like the Force Smash shouldn't be like he's like the fastest character, the fastest sword character in the game. On top of that, he has ridiculous kill moves, and his freaking ultimate finishing touch needs to be nerfed even more. That's bull how it still kills at freaking 50%. Or it's just me. So like I said, please Sakurai, if you can see this video, please nerf the hell out of Bayonetta and Cloud. At least try to help out the low tier that's low become at least mid to high tier to be competitive. Because it's not fair that, you know, we're not having a lot of versatility. How can I say this? More of a spread in characters that can be used for high tier. So, like I said, guys, this is hopefully like, comment, and subscribe, and have a wonderful day. And please give me feedback from your opinion, or leave comments about what you think should be basically buffed, nerfed, whatever. But have a wonderful day, and please like, comment, subscribe for future videos.